All right, welcome everybody to this first ever episode of Feet in the Creek.
All right.
This is where friendship, faith, and fun comes together.
I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a trip.
So when we first decided to do this and actually start making a vlog out of it, it was because, we started just getting together with our chairs, our feet in the creek, warm summer days, and just talking about life.
Talking about life and making each other laugh.
Yes, very
Lots
important.
of laughter.
And I think we've shared some tears in the creek too.
Lots of tears.
Lots of prayers.
Yep, lots of prayers.
Lots of frustrations. Lots of joys. And pretty much everything in between.
Yeah, yep. So we wanted to come together and be able to share this place that we've come to love. Not only has it strengthened our friendship, but it has strengthened our souls, I think. And just really, over this last year, just decisions that we've made and places we've gone and things we've done. And it's been really, really valuable. And we wanted to share that with all of you as well. So,
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
Here we are.
So, I'm Melissa Weisenberg.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, guys.
Fish are friends.
I am a wife of two grown girls. My 18-year-old just moved out of the house. And I've got a 20-year-old as well. My husband's name is Eric. I am a director of faith formation at a church and also an entrepreneur. So I've got a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we all have in common. Well, two things actually, is we all met in our field, which revolves around faith. We're all the same church, right? And we're all entrepreneurs. So I think that's really, really amazing. My name is Carrie Ford, and we're all from the Buffalo, New York area, one town or another, not too far from each other. I am also married. My husband and I have been married. This is our 24th year. We have two children. We have a son who is turning 18 this week. I have a 21-year-old daughter who's in the military, so a son about to go, a daughter who's been gone, and it's a really beautiful time of life, I think, and it's actually what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to let my friend Rachel introduce herself, and then we'll jump into our topic.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Rachel.
We missed saying
I
hi.
know, sorry.
Hi, Carrie.
Thank you. Feeling it.
As you could tell, we like being silly, we like being goofy, but that's the best part about being friends. And we have a very special bond with all of us, and it will continue to grow and grow to grow. And we want to share that with you guys. So through all of this, you're going to see just how silly we could be and just love and laugh at each other, with each other. It's all going to be great. But I'm Rachel. Hi, I am a wife and a mom of 5 daughters. Yeah, 5
Yum.
daughters. Jazz hands. So empty nester,
The first of us to be a true empty nester.
and I survived the teenager years.
Oh,
Woo!
congratulations.
Thank you.
Also the first of us as of yesterday?
Yesterday,
The day before, to
yes,
no longer
yes.
have a teenager in the house.
Yes.
And we'll soon be the first of us to be a
Grandma,
grandmother.
yes.
Jazz hands for sure.
And I have a son-in-law.
All
Oh,
right,
congratulations.
yes.
Congratulations.
So, a lot of new things for this year for our family, but looking forward to learning a lot of things and sharing a lot of things. Trial by error, we're going to get up if we fall and we're going to start over again, and we're going to celebrate our wins with each other. We're going to vote victories with everybody, and we're going to move forward. So, welcome. Glad you're going to join us today. And what are you going to talk about today,
All right,
Karen?
so our topic. So
I forgot.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm also a doula and a birth postpartum doula. I'm a birth coach. I am a breath coach.
Oh, jeez.
I do meditation, mindfulness, and I also, Mama 5, what else? Entrepreneur. So, yeah, that's about me. Sorry. Carrie?
No, you're good. You're fine. We're going to have a good time. They're going to get to know us, and hopefully we're going to get to know them as well. So be sure as you're listening to these that you are commenting and engaging as much as possible, because we know that even though we have all different ideas and experiences that we bring to the table, so do you. And so we'd really love when we start talking about these topics for you to share where you're at in the same thing. So I'm leading topic number 1.
Yeah, I was going to say too, and if they have any topics that they want to hear us chat about,
Oh yeah.
they can also comment
Yep,
that as well.
comments.
So.
Yep. I can't even wait to see what comes. We're going to be like, what? How to properly deep fry a Twinkie? No way! We're not going to talk about that.
I don't know. We
Deep
could.
fried Oreos?
That one.
Okay,
we
that
could
one
go
maybe.
with.
So I put an index card. They were making fun of me because I put it all on an index card.
I
Got
thought
my
Rachel's
notes.
got notes. Okay, you printed yours
I-
out. You're epic.
Well, I was too lazy to recopy it onto an index card. I just hit print.
So our first topic, because we thought we should start with something like this, is marriage. Marriage. The blessed arrangement.
Apparently, I did not know what they were talking about.
How can you not know what the Princess Bride is?
I know.
I just don't understand.
I
that.
feel like you've missed something in your
Movie
raising of
night.
life.
Movie night. Yeah.
Yep,
definitely.
Feet in the Creek movie night. For
Maybe
sure.
not in the creek though.
In
but-
my new space with the new theater
Ooh.
and everything. I'll let you know how it goes. We're
Okay.
going to do a movie this weekend. But we're talking about marriage and we're talking about reconnecting with our spouses
Yes.
because we're midlife mamas and we have spent the last many years concentrating on our families, which they're a part of. Okay. I mean,
guess.
they're there.
Technically.
But, have our marriages had the priority and the emphasis that we really know that they should have, and sometimes succeed at giving, but maybe not always, right? So I wanted to give some practical ideas. What's been happening in my family. My husband and I, as my sisters know here, we're making some big changes. So we have sold our house, and right after we get our son off to college on the other side of the country, we're actually moving into our apartment. So major downsizing. Big change, right? And letting go of that house and all of the clutter and taking a lot less with us when we go.
That sounds so refreshing though.
Oh,
Like
I'm excited about it.
New
a
start.
fresh
Yeah.
start,
Yeah.
a fresh life together with your husband
Yep.
in a fresh place.
Right.
Kind of jealous a little bit. Gotta say. I mean, I do have the creek and all, but
Right.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I look at the life that you've built here with your family and the fact that there's generations on this land.
Love it.
And
We're pretty lucky.
it's a beautiful thing, and so that's what is awesome is we have these different experiences, and I was concerned about not having anything to pass down to our family. Like we're not going to have the house that everybody comes to for holidays. That's just not going to be a thing. My parents just sold their house a few miles from mine, and they moved out of state, so we don't even have Grandma and Grandpa's house to go to. So it really is, and so my husband was so him and I have been trying to be really intentional lately about reconnecting and spending time together. So we've been hiking because fitness is a big goal for both of us this year.
For all of us.
For all of us.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it is my number one this year.
Mine
is-
too.
is,
Mine too.
Is fitness
As well.
So
Wow, okay. I
Right.
didn't know we had all that in common.
I know, right?
That's why we're soul sisters.
I know.
Remind me to bring up SOS soon. Anyway, it's another topic. So we were talking about it as we were on our hike the other night, and he said, "You know what though? We're not going to have that to pass down, but I'm really proud of the fact that we are going to be the first generation that teaches our children that the world is big, and that we can go anywhere and do anything that we want to do with our lives. Like we're in control of our lives."
Well, as a family, you've already shown them that through the mission trips that you
That's
guys
true.
have gone on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was a really important thing that you showed your kids that I wish I had been able to show my kids. Just financially, it never happened for us, but I do like that you were able to give that to your kids too. So they saw it.
And
See it more.
you know how we fundraised for that, don't you?
Like crazy.
Oh my gosh! For 2 years, we did family concerts, right? And
That's not something my family could have done, by the way.
my son's a drummer, my daughter sings. They both sing. But anyway,
We get asked not to sing.
that's true. Rachel plays a mean tambourine. She's the tambourine singer.
I'm not even sure I can do that. I can stab.
Then you can play a tambourine.
I'm not sure on beat or
Oh,
anything.
all right, then
but
maybe not. Well, you can audition.
We'll give you the bongo.
I can stand in the back and just lip sync.
With the
Funny
diva mic.
story, my daughter's choir director actually asked her to do that. Just stand in the back and mouth the words. That's how bad we are. So,
Although slightly
yeah.
understood. But, it was like kicking and screaming getting the kids to do it. But when they'd get to each concert, they loved it. They had so much fun engaging with everybody. So I knew they were going to be. But on that mission trip, our family was at their very best. I'm like, these are the people I always wanted to live with. I only got to see it for 2 weeks. But
Just on the
anyway,
mission trip.
I know, right? Everyone needs to do that.
Well, I think it's never too late. Sorry, a bug just went in my eye, so I might have to.
That's true. It's
Yeah.
never too late.
It's never
So-
too late. You could do pilgrimage trips. You could do
Yeah.
short pilgrimages. You could visit different local pilgrimage trips with your spouse.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's part of it. I mean, just hearing you say that is part of the whole. One of the main points I wanted to make today is just being able to dream again with your spouse. Because when you remember when you were first married or when you were dating and you were dreaming about your future, and then it was engaged and dreaming about your future, you talked a lot about the future. And then I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, it then became all about the hamster wheel. It
Right.
was conversations of what's next, and never what are we going toward?
Right.
What's our future going to hold? So being able to dream again with your spouse is like huge.
Well, I think it became reactionary, right?
Mhm.
So, like, as soon as you started having kids, it was like, okay, what do we need to do to get through today? What do we need to get
schedule,
through today?
schedule. Who has to
Yeah.
get picked up? Who has to get
Yep.
dropped off?
Exactly.
Who forgot their lunch? Who forgot their flute?
Yeah, you were
Who
never
has to be where? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
you never were able to really spend time dreaming about the future because you were too busy trying to get through today. Especially if you happen to have a kid with special needs, you know? I mean, that ends up eating up all of your energy.
Right.
You know, so it's just like, how are you going to make it through today? How are we going to make it through the end of the week? That's about as long term as you can plan, you know?
Right.
So now, empty nest,
Right.
I'm staring at a husband that I haven't dreamt with in 20 years. So what is that
Yep.
going to look like?
And here was the key for us anyway. We started dating again
Oh, nice. Very nice.
on purpose. In fact, this week we had 2 nights in a row dates.
That's what you
Like,
do.
what? So the first night we went to buy furniture for the new place, right?
That's really
So
fun.
we had to go there before they closed. And then we also gathered up everything we could find in our house that we bought but didn't use that we could return.
Oh,
Oh.
Because we have been, we're going to talk about this in another episode, but we have financial goals. And so part of that, so we did a Home Depot run and we returned like $550 worth of stuff we
Wow.
bought.
and you had the receipts for all of that?
Yes. Although we thought it was expired, so I was like, hide the receipt and then just be like, store credit, So anyway, yes, we did that. And then we went to dinner. And it turned out that for whatever reason, there was only one cook. We're hearing about this all the time in restaurants and places, they just don't have the help. We can't get people to come back to work, right. Whatever. And she let us know we had to sit at the bar. And even though there were empty tables everywhere, but there was no staff to clear them. So the bartender was like, you can sit here and we can serve you a full meal, but I'm just going to warn you, there's only one cook and it's going to take an hour to get your food. And my husband and I looked at each other and we're like, glass of wine? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just sat and we knew our food wasn't coming. We were prepared for it and we just talked.
That's so nice.
It was
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
really nice.
last night we went to the grand opening of a friend of ours that was opening a bar downtown. We went to support her for the grand opening and we had so much fun.
So let me ask a question. When you sat and talked, did you talk about kids? Or did you talk
Oh,
about you guys?
Mostly us.
Well, that's great because
Yeah.
I don't, when we sit down, whenever we go on a date, sometimes it's a little awkward because really all we have to talk about are the kids,
And
So-
we love our kids.
Yeah.
But sometimes we just need that time to remember we need to leave mom and dad titles
Yes.
at home
Yeah.
and bring
Yep.
up our
Like we need to date
Right.
again. you
And
know?
be intentional about it. Just be
yeah.
like, for the next hour,
Yeah.
we don't mention those things.
yeah.
Those humans we created, they do not get talked
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
And I think that's important. And turning off the phone, turning off this.
That was an alarm.
Signing,
Sorry.
quieting the phone.
Yeah.
Things like that. That's gonna say to just say like, you're important to me right now. And
that
my husband.
undivided attention.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it's being intentional about it.
Right,
Like,
right.
because I think for me, that's one of the things, I can't say that I've been good about it. It's one of the things I want to work on is I would like to be more intentional about letting him know he's important to me.
Absolutely.
Right. And that was one of the
In
things
even little ways.
I wrote down on the card, right?
All
I was
right.
like, ask yourself every day, or at least once a week,
Yeah.
what you can do to make him feel special again.
Yeah.
It's like I used to write little notes or like leave a little message in his car or his favorite chocolate on his pillow or something like, little things way back when. And I hadn't done that forever.
Have you ever done the love languages course or read the love languages book?
I
Maybe?
started to.
Yeah.
So
A long time ago.
Completed.
So I twisted Eric's arm years ago,
Yeah.
and we went to one of the local parishes that was running one of those workshops, the love language.
Was it at Pompeii?
It was in Hamburg. It
Oh,
was
okay.
Linda Hooper's.
Hydrate.
I never hydrate.
So anyway, what I really, really loved about that was you learned what it takes. Like, what does your spouse? What tells them that you love them?
Right.
You know, it could be sex, like, you know, guys or women always think that the guys, that's all it's about, but it's not just that. It could be they know you love them through food. They know you love them because you tell them that you love them. They know that you love them because you do things for them, little things. And it's all, this takes you through a whole quiz of finding out what is that thing that tells your spouse you love them. And once you know what that is, be intentional about doing that. So like I found out, for me, I don't really care about the chocolates and the flowers and all that kind of stuff. For me, it's like, I want to hear it. I want you to tell me. You know, you don't have to buy me anything, but I want you to tell me. And so I think that's really important. So I think that's a book we should revisit.
I know. I think so too. And for me, in our house, we say the words "I love you" all the time. But what was a big game changer is when I started asking my husband for things, because he knows I'm very independent and he thinks that I'm just fine without him. And so it doesn't matter if he's in my life or not. So asking him to help me do things, asking him to spend time with me, asking him, hey, why don't you put down your phone and let's have dinner on the front porch or something like that. Like, that was big for him.
Opinion
On
something.
That's a hard one.
Is that hard for you?
Yeah. Maybe we'll take baby steps with that one.
I don't want his opinion on how to decorate my new space. I want to finally decorate the new space. And he surprisingly has opinions about it. So I'm like, but like even this morning, just for an example, I was sitting at my desk doing some work, and the window, I wanted to open the window and let the breeze in. But it's because it's right in front of the window, I have to lean, and it's hard to open, and I know that would hurt my back, right? Simple for my big strong man to do, right? So I go in there and I said, honey, could you, and he was still in bed. Now normally I'd leave him alone, right? But I'd be like, would you mind doing me a favor? I just need you to open the window so the breeze can come in. And he was like, really? Yeah. And he was like surprised that I would ask him to do that, because normally I would just like, I don't know, get on the desk, bend my knees, use all, whatever to do it myself. But just a simple thing like asking him to do that. And I thought I was going to bother him. And instead he was really glad that I needed him for something. Just something so simple. So little, you know.
It's the little things that matter.
Yeah.
That hit the heart.
Yeah. So, and he's getting close to retirement, and so for the last 5 years, he said to me constantly, I have no idea what I'm going to do when I retire. I have no idea what I'm going to do. He stopped saying that now because we started dreaming together again.
Nice.
I
Very
need to
nice.
do that.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet. I think we're just getting to the point where we can start to think about that, because we're just moving our youngest out. So she's almost out. We're almost ready, finishing her room. And then when that happens, you kind of look around and you're like, okay, now what? We've got this big house. Now what do we do?
Right.
And then we can start dreaming again. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to happen soon. I hope.
Yeah, we started planning some trips long term, like next year is our 25th wedding anniversary. Nice. So we know that we want to go on a very big trip.
Yeah.
Right? So
do you guys know where you want to go?
we do. We'd like to go to Hungary to renew our vows.
Aw, that's so cool.
Yeah. So, whether or not it happens we'll see what time tells, but that's something we're planning. It's in a talking phase right now.
Her husband's Hungarian, just in case you're wondering why Hungary.
Well, because it's such a beautiful city, and there's a castle there, and it's romantic, and there's one of the oldest churches there. I just thought it'd be romantic.
And your husband's Hungarian.
And he's Hungarian.
And it'll be beautiful.
And the food is amazing, and it's 6 hours from Italy, and you could go to Prague if you want to be. It's a car ride for here and there, and you know what? It's okay to know that if it doesn't happen, we're still going to celebrate our anniversary, and we could do something. We could do staycation too. But right now, I'm happy that we're talking about this, and we're planning a little bit, and it's nice.
Yep.
It really is nice, because you're always worried about paying college tuitions or lacrosse uniforms, or football this, or field hockey that,
or grandchild this,
Oh,
grandchild
God.
that.
Yeah, that's all.
I can't even imagine.
I know.
So yesterday I got told, hey mom, we're gonna bring the crib here, right? Because we're gonna drop off the baby. And I was like, I was like, yes, and yes.
Clear the space.
Yes, and yes. So this is, where the crib is going?
Where?
In my new closet. So when my youngest moved out, my husband built me
It's
a closet.
big closet.
It is. It's the smallest bedroom in our house. Okay. So we gave my mom a bedroom. So when my mom is with us, my mom has her own room, and we gave the youngest daughter's bedroom was the smallest. And so he converted into a closet/office. So it's really beautiful, lots of sunlight. And now I'm thinking,
The crib would look really
the
nice.
crib would
right
look good
there.
right there. Yes.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, so that's
awesome.
another planning that we're doing. And
We just keep talking about that. Let's talk about empty nesting in one of our next episodes. I think that's a really good topic for us to be talking about,
Yeah.
and we'd love to hear what you guys have to say too
Yeah.
about that. I just wrote down, if you have anything that you want to add to this, ladies, please do. But I just wanted to give some practical tips
Yeah,
as we
absolutely,
wrap up
please.
this first episode. Obviously dating, again, we talked a little bit about
Very
that. Can be
important.
important.
Very important.
Finding something that you can do that you're just vegging together. Like, my husband
Free
and I,
stuff. It doesn't have to cost money.
right,
To go for a walk, to go for a hike.
true. That's what, our fitness goal. But at the end of the day, when we've both been just spent, we just like to watch TV together.
Nice.
And sometimes it turns into binge watching. So finding something that you guys both want to just veg out on together. And, for us, there's been times when we'll like, one more. And it's like
we do
2
that.
o'clock in the
We do
morning, and
that.
then like we sleep in. And so it's really great. So finding something you can do like that.
Or how about making popcorn and watching your movie, like you did with the kids?
We don't do it together, but yeah, I serve the popcorn.
Oh my gosh, making popcorn is so much fun.
But inviting, that's one of my suggestions is I have always done all the grocery shopping in our house. I know it's not the case for everybody,
My
but
husband always does the grocery
right?
shopping.
So
we
what about
share.
doing it together? So that, because I found that over the years, I always buy all my favorite foods and I never buy tomatoes because no one else eats them but him. So little things like, let's be intentional about making sure that the stuff that we both like are in the house together. And then he's been a lot better since we started doing some grocery shopping together, coming in the kitchen and helping me prepare the meal.
Nice, very
So
nice.
that has been a nice thing. And here's one thing that I really want everybody to hear, okay? You need to have ladies like this in your life.
Yes, you do.
So that when things are rocky and when you're frustrated as heck with this spouse of yours, that you have someone to talk to, and it's not on social media. Do not bash your spouse on social
Never.
media. Just don't do it. I see it over and over and over again, and it pains me. I've reached out to countless friends and said, hey, how about if you delete that and you and I talk? Let's meet for coffee. Let's go for a walk. Let's do something. Because, at the end of the day, those vows that we made, we need to protect them.
Yeah.
We need to truly, truly protect them. I tell this story over and over again about when I was a missionary in Wales, and I was in a salon getting my hair done with a lady next to me, and I was offered tea and biscuits, and I said, oh, absolutely, it's rainy and cold. And she was offered tea and biscuits, and she said, no, thank you, I'm fasting. And I was like, oh, fasting. I'm a Christian. I know all about fasting, right? So I was just like, yeah, this would be good. And before I had a chance to ask, one of the other ladies asked, what are you fasting for? And she said, well, I'm a witch, and I'm fasting for the breakup of Christian marriages.
Oh.
I was like, what? So I'm like, hold the tea, hold the biscuits. I am now fasting for the preservation of Christian marriages. And, it's something I tell teenagers all the time when I'm working with teenagers, like, how often do you pray for your parents' marriage?
Wow, that's profound.
And how often
Yeah.
do I pray for my parents? I'm blessed to still have both my parents. They're in their 80s. Do I pray for them? I forget all the time to pray for their marriage because I just think, they've been married this long. They got it. We all need to preserve and really just protect our marriages.
Good point.
Above and below. Praying for our children, who they will end up marrying. Praying for our own marriages, for each other, and then for our parents above us. So generational prayer over the protection of the vow of marriage, I think, is super important. So that was one of the points I wanted to make sure that I made.
Very
And,
good point,
yeah.
Carrie. Very good point.
Yep. So I think that's where I'm ready to end that one with. Anyone else got anything to put in there?
No.
Stir in the pot?
For marriage, I just think that we have to remember
Marriage! Sorry.
movie night. I just think that this is just something that we could always bring up later, talk about it again. So I look forward to everybody's comments.
Yep.
And I hope you do comment. We'll make it all happen. It'll all come together.
So let's pray for our marriages and their marriages.
Absolutely.
Good plan. Put down the index card.